Hello and welcome for those of you that are entering. On behalf of the Michigan State Science Festival, West Bloomfield Parks is going to be presenting shortly on the benefits of an outdoor natural play area. We'll give everyone a minute to join and we'll start promptly at 11:30. Again, hello all and welcome. Our session on benefits of an outdoor natural play area presented with West Bloomfield Parks will be starting at 11:30. Thanks for joining us. We are going to be utilizing the Q&A today, so please feel free to interact with us through the question and answer feature. Hello, everyone. Welcome. On behalf of the Michigan State University Science Festival, West Bloomfield Parks will be starting our presentation at 11:30 on the benefits of an outdoor natural play area. Thanks so much for joining us. You can utilize the question and answer box. We will be monitoring that and are happy to interact with you. Hello, all that are joining. Welcome on behalf of the Michigan State University Science Festival and West Bloomfield Parks. We will be presenting on the benefits of an outdoor natural play area. Starting at 11:30, we just want to give everyone a few minutes to get on and settled. If you have any questions, feel free to utilize the question and answer box, and we'll begin really shortly here. All right, well, it's 11:30, so I'm going to introduce myself and my coworker here. Hello, everyone. Annabelle is also going to join us. Just a few little housekeeping things. The MSU Science Festival is a public event, so this program is being recorded and photos are permitted. We are going to be utilizing the Q&A feature on the webinar, and we will save a few minutes at the end to address questions live as well if needed. So my name is Lauren Azoury from West Bloomfield Parks, and I'm the park naturalist here. We have another park naturalist on the call as well, Miss Annabelle, and she's going to be helping to monitor the chat box. Our park naturalist, as part of our mission, is public education, so we're happy to be part of the Michigan Science Festival today, and we hope that we inspire you guys to use some loose parts outdoor play in your facilities soon. Again, on behalf of West Bloomfield Parks, a little bit about our organization and what we do here. Our strategic plan is, one of the main pillars is conservation with an emphasis on environmental education. Our Recreation Activity Center is home to our one-room nature center. That's what you see behind me here. Our nature room has lots of live animal ambassadors that we utilize in our public education programs, as well as our outdoor space. We have tons of trails as part of our park system that we use, and we also use our outdoor natural play area. Some of the photos are here, and you're going to get to take a tour of that shortly. We have 3 staff naturalists here that are in charge of all different types of our specialized nature education programs. Now, we do have this outdoor natural play area. I bet if you're joining, you might already know what one is, but some of you may not know what it is at all. And when we started to design this special space to utilize in our education programs, it was a little tricky on how do we describe something so unique to the public so that they understand what they're walking into. This is our little blurb from our website that we came up with our marketing manager as well to explain to families what to expect when they're visiting the outdoor natural play area. Come out and play in the dirt, create a masterpiece with sticks, hop on log stepping stones, dig in the garden bin, hunt for bugs, and have some fun. This area is sensory rich and a treasure trove of experiential learning, imagination, and wonder. The space features natural elements for play, intentionally designed to engage children with nature. We use the area for various nature programs, and it will be open for the public during select hours. Research has found that frequent unstructured play in natural environments is a strong positive influence on the developmental needs of young children. Benches are available for parents while children craft their own activities using natural materials. So that's the description we use to explain to the public or even the school groups that come to visit what they're going to be walking into. What do we hope to achieve with this space? And what are you hoping to achieve with your outdoor play area that you might be building or enhancing? Well, we wanted another space to enhance our nature interpretive programs. We have a lot of families that also visit our nature room because it is pretty cool and they get to learn a lot while they're here. But we wanted to give them new reasons to come back. And we are able to change the play area based on the seasons and based on new elements. So it keeps them coming back and learning new things. It also provides a space for more child-initiated learning. We let the kids here in this special outdoor play area space take the lead most often. And it encourages open-ended learning. So much imaginative play happens here. And the theory of loose parts, we're going to get to that in a minute, is big in outdoor natural play areas. Having this main goal also helps us promote learning about nature through play to create future stewards of the earth. Education being our main goal, but in order to want to save the earth and do conservation action, you have to love it first. So we're getting kids to really engage and love nature by having this special space. Now, the theory of loose parts is really important to the idea behind an outdoor natural play area. So many of you can probably relate if you're an aunt and uncle who's given a present or a parent or a grandparent. If you've ever seen a kid open any present ever, kids often choose to play with the box more than the fancy toy that's inside. So due to that, we know that kids like the box better than the toy because the box can be a myriad of things. It could be a car. It could be a special rocket ship. To them, in their mind, it's not just a box. Whereas the toy that came in it generally has one mission. You push the button, it makes a cool sound. And that loses its appeal after a while and its educational value after a while as well. So having these opportunities for kids to be use their imagination with all these special parts that we're providing them. Now, loose parts can be lots of different things, but it can be as simple as a stick or stones, which you can see in our outdoor natural play area here in this photo, what they're utilizing and what they're building. Who knows? Maybe it was a castle, maybe it was a special nature home for our toad. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember what they were doing there, and it probably changed throughout their series of play that day as well. So loose parts can be super simple, or they can be something even more intricate, like maybe some hula hoops or tires. And they can be natural things like they're playing with here, or they can be man-made things intertwined with the natural items. So the reason that we like these loose parts is they can be adapted and manipulated in many different ways. It doesn't just have one mission. It encourages creativity and imagination, and it develops more skill and competence than most modern plastic toys do. And it encourages open-ended learning. That's so big. And most of these things are affordable. And all these different things, depending on the age of the child that's engaging with it, they can meet each child at what development level they are at. So it's not like you have to say, oh, these are for 3-year-olds only, this toy. All of these things are great for all different ages, depending on how they use it. When people installed natural play areas in their schoolyards, it actually cut sedentary behavior in half. So it really gets those kids up and moving as well. So there's lots of health benefits too. Now, how we use this space ourselves here at West Bloomfield Parks, we have lots of nature education programs, as I mentioned in the beginning. It's also used for our open hours, so families can come on their own and explore, as well as our camps use them every day during the summer. And we use it for special events as well. But a lot of schools have these, a lot of nature schools have these. You can even build one in your own backyard as your own family or something smaller scale than this. Now, as I said, we originally thought this would be great for our 3 to 6-year-olds. So our preschool age kids. But you will not imagine how many of our older kids, including our adults, love this space and really engage with it and leave having a greater appreciation for nature. So it was originally designed for lower elementary. And actually, we used to take our camps in here, and we have an older kid camp. And they asked us why they don't go in there very often. So we started allowing them to, and it was amazing what they came up with and how they played with these loose parts items. A little differently than our preschoolers did, but they still really appreciated it and learned a lot from it. Now, I've shown you a few photos, but I'd like to take you on a tour of our play area. We were able to record a video that I would like to share with you. And it's a 15-minute video, so it's a little bit long. It's gonna be the main portion of our program today. And we want to make sure that you get a great view of what it looks like. But remember that this is in the spring season, so not everything is green and growing at this point, but hopefully soon it will be able to. Let me get this video started. We'll take a tour. Make sure while you're touring and listening to the video and watching the tour that you utilize the question and answer box. Our park naturalists are monitoring that, and we're happy to answer any questions that might pop up while you're watching the tour and going around our play area to each special station. Welcome everyone to the West Bloomfield Parks Outdoor Natural Play Area. We're gonna give you a little live tour here. It is March, so not everything is blossoming and blooming, but still lots to explore. So come join me. So that was a little panoramic view of the outdoor natural play area here at West Bloomfield Parks in March. If you come and visit us in late spring or during the summer, lots of things will be blossoming and blooming and more to explore. But we're going to give you a little tour today of each space and each station. Now also know that when we designed this, we had an idea of how the kids would use it. But they take things from this station and move it to another station. It does not have to remain exactly the way it is set up today, and we actually encourage them to do so. So just so you know, these are ideas and suggestions for kids, but we let their imagination go wild, and they can change stations and move around and move elements from one place to the other. Over here we have our garden digging bin. It's actually out for maintenance for this time of season, but we'll show you some photos later. It is one of the most beloved and used stations. It's a big bin full of soil, and we provide for them their loose parts to use in the soil. So each station has a bin like this with loose parts that they can use to explore. We provide seeds, we provide digging tools, and pots as well.
creates a great discussion of how they can make their seeds grow and encourages them to find water within our play area over at our rain barrel that we'll talk about in a little bit. Because as you know, seeds need sun, soil, and water to grow. Now, they're allowed to pluck and pull in our garden bin. We want them to see the roots of the plants growing and how they've formed, and maybe replant them to keep growing. And we encourage them to dig and pull plants out that have started blooming that maybe other friends planted. Our sensory garden, which you saw a little tour of, it's a little bit different. We pick parts of the plants there, but not the full root. So our garden digging bin gives them an opportunity to truly get their hands in the soil and plant some seeds on their own. Another fun element that we add here are our wheelbarrows. And like I said, these end up all over, mulch inside, rocks inside, doing that heavy lifting and using the gross motor skills as well. So come on over this way to our art space. We have this giant piece of slate here that is secured in the ground by our park staff. So we were very happy for this big piece. When we first started, we actually had just true chalkboards mounted to our fences. But then that did not last in the weather for more than 2 years. And so we upgraded to a real slate piece from a local stone masonry. And we were able to provide really great materials for kids to do art on the stone. So over here are some of the loose parts that they can use. Chalk, of course. But the other thing that we like to provide is water. So you're able to paint with water on here and see the different colors, watch it dry and watch your paint change. MSU, we love you, right? So there's a lot of great things that they can do in our art station. We provide the water, we provide the chalk, and sometimes the chalk and water gets ended up painted on our fence and everything as well, and that's okay. That's another way for them to explore. Some more in our art area, come this way. We oftentimes put out new stations that go back into our shed. And so sometimes in our art area, we will put out paint or snow paint where we put in watercolors into a spray bottle. And if it's winter, they're able to use that. So we do change up some of our stations throughout the seasons because we have a lot of repeat visitors. So we want to keep them exploring and engaged. But one thing that always stays out is our tic-tac-toe. So there's a tic-tac-toe board made on the natural wood. And then they play with ladybugs versus bumblebees, but you can paint the stones any way you want. You could have student volunteers paint your stones for you and use different colors or different nature elements, but it's a great way to engage with heavy lifting and fun things and still play a classic game. All right, follow me this way. Our next spot is our building area. In our building area, we've used recycled tires that were donated by the police department. They go through tires very fast and they were happy to donate them for us. So if you're looking for tires for your outdoor play area, it's a great place to ask or a great resource in your community. Now, as you can see, we have a variety of sticks and things in here, and most often these sticks end up all throughout the play area, but they usually do start out in the tires. The tires sometimes become part of the building or they're rolled for other inventions, but we also use tires for storage for our parts as well. In here are very large sticks that are heavy, again, to embrace that heavy lifting. It's a great coordination skill to build in our young ones. But we also provide really light sticks as well. And these are hollow bamboo sticks that we just purchased online, and they're great for building. Another really cool item that you can purchase are called sticklets. And our sticklets help your imagination run wild, but also help you to build. So they are plastic manipulatives that are very thick and durable. We've had ours for 4 or 5 years and we still use them. And you're able to connect sticks to build a fort or whatever you want to build. So it helps you to connect the pieces and attach them together. Kids will put these in the ground, maybe use the tarp that we provide or other natural materials from the area to build something. So this is our building area. Now, we don't ever forget our adults here. We love when adults engage and play with their kids, but we also love when adults take a break and are able to let their kids do their own play and do their own imaginative play without being told, don't touch that, or that's too muddy. That's not what this space is for. This space is truly for kids to get muddy. As you saw at the entrance sign, we encourage them to do so. So we do provide spaces for adults to sit and relax so that they're not constantly engaging their kids in a negative way. We want to enforce positive engagement with your kids and their activities within our play area. So we do provide seating for our adults. Over here is our insect discovery area. This is obviously mostly active in the summer and fall time. So what we do is we provide netting for them to use in our sensory gardens and grab up those critters that are flying around. We provide a loose parts basket. And in the loose parts basket are lots of things for them to be able to collect insects with magnifying viewers, big magnifying glasses,
There's magnifying cups in here as well, but all different kinds of magnifying elements to use. So lots of good science tools for them to get familiar with and see how to use them. Now, of course, they probably can find insects all around, but we do set it up so that it's easier for them to find the bugs. We dig this log out so that it hits the dirt and not just the mulch in here, as well as a pile of rocks here. So those are great places for worms and insects to come and bury themselves, and then the kids can roll the log over and find them inside. So we find lots of great things under here, and we hear lots of oohs and ahs at this station and lots of discovery happening here. Now, oftentimes, if it's a one-time program where families are just coming for an hour or two that day, this station works wonderfully with the log. If we have our campers in here Monday through Friday, all day, every day, we do not let them disturb the log daily. So we kind of put a tarp over it, or we say, oh, insects need to move back in. This is not a day for insect discovery here, but you can go find insects in our garden. So insect discovery isn't limited to this one spot, but we do like to provide the log and the rocks to encourage the insects to come and join and for exploring. Next, we're gonna go to our gathering area. So oftentimes our naturalist staff provides programming in this space. We will bring out our live animals for people to engage with and learn about local wildlife. Maybe we'll do a song or a learning song here. Lots of options for this space, but we did want to provide a space for gathering. So we made sure in our outdoor play area plans that we provided enough space to fit a class size. So no fancy seating, they get to sit on good old natural logs, and then the presenter can stand in the middle or at the edge, depending on what they're presenting. And the kids can stay on the logs and listen. Maybe listen to a story or something, and then they're able to get up and engage with everything else again. So this is our gathering area. Just past this large fence, it's hard to see right now, but we do have our wildlife feeding station. So we put out seed for the birds and the squirrels, as well as the deer and any other wildlife that might join. And we provide magnifying glasses, or excuse me, binoculars. Right now with COVID precautions with the shared eyepieces, we don't have any out, but they're still able to look through our peepholes and check out the wildlife station behind there. So that's where our bird seed hangers are at. We intentionally chose a privacy fence on this side of our outdoor natural play area so that the wildlife wasn't scared off by all the kiddos running around, and we were still able to observe them from a distance and make really good scientific observations of what birds are staying longer, what birds might take their seed and fly away, and all their different habits. So this is our wildlife viewing area here. Now, we wanted to inspire people to live greener and see how easy it really is to do so. So we also want to engage adults in this space, not just the children. So we're hoping that the kids ask us what this is, but the adults might ask us too, and change some of their practices in their homes. So this is a rotating compost bin that we put to good use. So kids love to spin it. They love to see how the physics of it and how it turns and how it moves. That always helps us to get our compost moving and aerated. And there are two slots in here. So one side is not as far composted, it's the new items, and the other side is almost ready for us to utilize in our garden over there. So it's great to have this and start a discussion of where our garbage goes and how the earth also decomposes things too. Our camp staff and our campers put their lunch scraps in here daily. So we talk about how you can pack a more earth eco-friendly lunch. So many good conversations happen around a compost bin, you wouldn't believe it. The other fun part of our area over here, which we thought would just be a good discussion for adults on how you can conserve water, but this has been probably one of our most used and most loved spots in our outdoor natural play area, is our rain barrel. So all of the water is collected here and here into our rain barrel, whatever the runoff would be from our shed. And it fills up pretty quickly, and the kids empty it pretty quickly too. So they use these to water our plants, to water the new seeds, just to explore water trickling and moving and the movement of water. And because of that, it's inspired us to add a water wall, talking about watersheds and kids being able to watch water move. So stay tuned for some new elements we're adding that were inspired by our rain barrel. But we love the rain barrel for an adult conversation, and kids love to engage with the water play. So over here we have our mural, and this is painted by a local artist. And we made sure to include all native wildlife that you might be able to engage with if you visit our trails behind us here. So once people visit the outdoor play area, we always encourage them to go out to our trails and into the woods to engage with nature even more. But this is a fun little mural scavenger hunt that they're able to engage with the painting. So it's not just something pretty to look at, but it's also educational, a search and find of sorts, and learning what our native wildlife are and what they could look for out on the trails. Here at this station, we just have some more loose parts play.
So again, these parts end up all over in different places and used differently, but oftentimes we find little mini villages that the kids have built, lots of creative, imaginative play happening here, and lots of little manipulatives. Some of these were wood blocks and just natural products that we found outside all on our own. And a few of these are exotic seed pods that were purchased from Nature Explorer, which encourages outdoor natural play areas and is a good resource. So we do purchase a few things from there so kids can see things that they might not see in Michigan as well. So these seed pods are really unique and really great loose parts manipulatives. Okay, now on to our last section. This is our sensory garden. Now again, remember it's March, so it's not in full bloom right now. We're gonna show you some photos later of it in full bloom and in full action with kiddos engaging with it. There are a few native plants in here to encourage people to plant native, but as well, we also wanted to include anything that's gonna engage the kids' senses. So a plant that might smell good, a plant that might have a cool look to it, a plant that even tastes good. So everything in here is taste safe, not always taste recommended. So when we do that, we have our naturalist staff talk to the kids about what to eat and how to eat it and how to ask before they eat something. We let these plants are all very hardy plants and we let the kids pick them, but we teach them to pick like just one leaf to touch or to smell, or not the whole plant, so that our garden can continue to flourish. And with the thousands of visitors that we get every year, we really don't ever have a problem with the plants not surviving. So we never encourage them to not pick it or don't touch it. We want them to engage with nature in this space. You might notice that the mulch is in two different colors here. When I first designed this play area, I almost put up a little fence, like a garden fence, but I thought that would stop kids from entering. And so we wanted to do everything we could to get kids to be encouraged to walk into the garden. So the mulch designates the garden versus our area, but it does not stop the kids from going in there. So we create a walking path that is usually very colorful, but it's all mulched up right now. And we encourage them to enter and actually be immersed in the garden. So oftentimes in the end of summer, some of these plants are as tall as I am. You'll notice that we don't cut back things for the fall. We leave it to grow so that kids can still explore in the winter months. And many of these hollow stems make great homes for our pollinators. So solitary bees and different butterflies will nest in stems like this. So we do keep our garden kind of what people might call unmanicured in this time of year, but we do it purposefully, and it creates still great engagement with plants for kids even when they're not growing. And we do label our plants, and there's a little map that we have as well. But the plants are labeled, and if they're edible, it will have a sign that says edible on there, or it'll say, ooh, I smell really great, grab me and pinch me, so that we can encourage kids to get in the garden and really engage their senses in all different ways with our plants.
Thank you all for taking the tour with us. I want to go back to a few things to finish off, but our time is almost done with each other today. We hope that you enjoyed the tour of the outdoor natural play area. I'm gonna come back on and say hi here. There we go. Just a few things, like I had mentioned before, our outdoor natural play area was that tour was filmed a few weeks ago and it wasn't quite blossoming yet. So our digging bin, here's what it looks like in action. You can build one in-house, but ours was purchased from Nature Explorer, a company that I had mentioned during the tour. And great elements of nature put in, our log stepping stones. There's something simple that you can also include. This is the garden in bloom. You can see some kiddos taking some good sniffs and engaging all of their senses. And remember how I said how important that water play is? We had the rain barrel that our kids love to engage with. So we are in the middle of designing a water wall. So the first one there where it says phase 1, that's what it looks like right now. We need to be adding a few of the things to help kids get water to travel through the Great Lakes. So it'll look like the one kind of in the middle there with some tubing and funnels and great chance for kids to explore the movement of water. We've also now included a music wall that will be opening here when our play area is open for our Earth Day event. So the music wall is another element that we've also added. So the great thing about play areas is that you can really start small and add things as you go. We've added a new element every year, sometimes 2 or 3 more new elements based on what we see and observe from the kids and what they are asking about and want to learn more about. So how can you get started? Start small if you don't have a lot of big space. Ours has a fence, but a lot of them that I've visited are out in the middle of a true wooded area. So the opportunities are really endless. It doesn't have to be very big. You can even just start with a bunch of loose parts to engage their senses and to talk about how all of these special parts in nature. So just grab some sticks, some pine cones, some acorn tops, and see what the kids build with it. Engage your community too. So you could start a loose parts collection and explain to parents and families what they are and why you need them and what you'll be using them for, and they can help you collect things. So that was a very quick tour of our outdoor natural play area, but if there's any questions in the Q&A, for sure, Miss Annabelle will let me know. I know she's been giving you some resources in the chat as well, and she's going to include my contact information in the chat also. Miss Annabelle helps us maintain our outdoor play area for our campers all summer long, and it's great to have a team here that really understands the value of nature play. So we're very appreciative of all of our staff at West Bloomfield Parks that does this for us. If you're inspired today and you have any more questions, please contact us and let us know. Annabelle, was there anything we needed to chat about or help anyone answer any questions out loud today?
Nope, it doesn't look like we've had any questions yet today.
Great. Well, feel free to contact me, and thank you so much on behalf of West Bloomfield Parks for joining us and learning about the benefits of outdoor natural play areas today.